Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul, where we delve into normally the concept of meditation. But I had the energy of Mother Mary come to me about 45 minutes ago, who wanted to discuss the power of divine love. And she wants to share her perspective on the differences between divine love and the humanly contrived version of what humans think love is. And I'm very excited about her energy coming and being with us today. Very gentle, profoundly loving. I was moved with goosebumps and near tears a little while ago. It's funny when you start to make a distinction between what love is as a contrivance of our own beliefs and what love is as a function of God. She said you must learn to discern very carefully what you say you love and what that love you speak of is truly about. Many of you use terms like I love this and I love that, but do not understand that there is a clear distinction between love and lust and desire and want and personal satisfaction. I love to do what's right, you say, but not questioning whether or not what you're doing actually is right. Human-made love is very different than the love that exists from God, that flows through you and all. And you may remain in denial of it, and you can create your own illusions about it. But love does no harm. Love does no harm to oneself or to others. And this is how you begin to make a distinction between the human fabricated love and God's love. Love is a condition of enhancing, improving, respecting, honoring, and cherishing life in all of its forms. And this can be quite difficult for most humans, how to cherish the life of a fly or a spider or a tree or a flower, let alone how to care and cherish one another, not for what you can get from each other, but what you are here to give to each other. And I speak not of material things, as that is, again, many of you misunderstand love. I love my house. I love my clothing. I love these things. You use this word love without really understanding what love actually is. If you truly loved, even if one had no clothing on or not, you would understand that it is not the clothing that embodies the love. Clothing does not embody love, nor represent it. Love is the true recognition, understanding of the value and meaning of life that is within yourself and in the other. You say you love the environment, but you go out and you scream and you yell and you protest at people. You harm and inconvenience others, saying, I love my world, but you harm others. The human contrived love is always about what's in it for you or what you can get from the other. God's love is not like that. God's love is truly unconditional. That does not mean that there are not pre-existing conditions that need to be recognized. That you recognize that truth is also a condition of love. Truth is a condition of love. To speak the truth, when someone is bad, they are bad. When someone is good, they are good. To say that that which is bad is good and that which is good is bad is not the truth. But there are so many things that the human contrived perceptions of love have distorted and separated you in your relationship with God. You are separate from God in your man-made illusions of what love is. And Again, you use language as a form of further confusion, confusing the idea of the human being with whether it is male or female. Male and female made he, them, for a very good reason. So when you say you love that food, or you love the person you're with, or you say you love learning these new things, do you really mean love? In most cases, what you say you love is because it benefits you. In the function of divine love, it's what benefits the other. And oftentimes, if it's truly of divine love, what benefits the other will benefit you. It is what happens. It is difficult to consider this, but you throw this word around without understanding its true meaning. And from where comes this love that you speak of? You say, I love this and I love that. But from where came the love in the first place? There is such a beauty within you that is love, that the essential nature of what you are is love, and that the trappings of the senses often separate you from what that love really is. To reconnect to that love within yourself, to recognize you are the love that you seek, and that all that around you is an extension of that love. There are so many ways in which you use this word that do not represent the truth of the word. So many times you use the word love throughout your days, not understanding truly what you speak of. Where is the love of God? Where is your love for God? Where is it? You can have more money. You can have more power. You can have more fame. You can have more friends. But where is your love for God? Where is your devotion? Your reverence? For that love of God would embody itself as compassion, wisdom, truth, understanding, patience. Love has no tolerance for ignorance. Love has no tolerance for ignorance, any more than ignorance has any tolerance for love, for love would dispel all ignorance. Love dispels all lies. And many of you have conceptions of what you think love is that are not accurate. Contemplate this. Consider what love truly is. If it is not a thing that you hold in your hand or clothing you adorn yourself with, if love is not money nor power, then contemplate what is love. For until you know it, you will not know it. And to know it, you must seek it. And to seek it, you must want it. The words and actions of love are very distinctly love. The words and actions are very distinct with regard to what love says and what love does. When you say, I love, many of you eat your food and you say, I love my food. But where's your gratitude for that food that came to you? Everything that you have is given to you. This world, the air, the fishes, the birds, your bodies. It came to you. It was given to you. You did not have it before, but you have it now. And where did you come from that you know that you are in a body and in a world, that your body breathes and smells and touches and tastes and hears? Where were you before you knew this? How did you come to that body? How did you come to this life? Questions that many of you ask. And the simple answer is, it was given to you. It was given to you. Are you grateful for what you have received? Are you grateful? The greatest difficulty many of you face now is believing that love and sensuality are necessarily synonymous. That the stimulation of your senses represents love. And you need to make a distinction between what love is and what love is not. You came here to adore life, to be in gratitude of it, to be in reception of it, to delight in it, to be as love would be, to think as love would think, to say as love would think, to say and do as love would say and do. And ask yourself, from where did this world come? There is no difficulty in considering that there's a possibility that it was created for you to experience and to recognize in gratitude that it is a gift to you. The confusion often lies with those who gain benefit from the contrivances that love is of the senses, of the pleasure of the flesh alone. Have pulled your attention away from your hearts to look inside yourself. Yes, the kingdom of God is within you. Can you truly go through your days with no harm to another, in speech, in action, in thought? What does love say? If you understood love, what would love say? What would love do? What would love eat? What would love think? Many of you become confused, thinking that your senses are the source of love. The feel-good feeling of your body is the source of love. It is not. It is a source of sensation that you get to experience, that something is soft or hard or warm or cold or pleasurable or not pleasurable. You get to experience that with the body. The body allows you to assess those things. But those things are not necessarily what love is about. Can you close your eyes and find love within yourself and feel the presence of God within you? Can you do this? Will you do this? Or will the necessity for having more money or more clothing or more property be what will convince you that the world is good? The world is good in and of itself. But the function of love is not of the world. It's of God. It's of what is within you. And it is with you, and you are with it. And you run about in the world seeking to find, through pleasure, the fulfillment of love. And yet you must find the fulfillment of love to experience its pleasures, as it really is, how you would treat one another. You look to the contrivances of men, their religions, their politics, their social and economic systems. And many of you come to believe that these are mechanisms of love. They're mechanisms of control and authority. Mechanisms of love require no such authority. For love is an authority in and of itself that operates in such a fashion as to enhance and improve the quality of life, not to subjugate others to others. And any action that you would perform that would subjugate your brothers and sisters to you, then that is not an act of love. It is an act of, well, let me use the word, the devil. Those that gain benefit from your suffering will cause you to suffer more. But there's a clear distinction between what love is and what you've been taught to believe it is. Many of you not even understanding the simplest considerations of what love is in relationship, to honor one another, to see the God in the other, to know the God in the other. Do you consider this? You are so caught in the illusion of the personality being the source of your happiness, the words you know, the ideas, the memories you have, believing them to be the source of your life and your love. No, they are not. But thought can come of love. Words can come of love. Let your love give life to your words. Let love give life to your actions. Let love give life to your thoughts. But how do you come to know this love that is within you, not in what you get or do not get from this world? That love is already within you. If you go within, turn within, it is within you. Beyond your thoughts, the thoughts given to you by man, by your fellow humans, turn away from thought, turn away from memory, turn away from emotion. Look deeper within yourself, beyond the contrivances of your life, of what you've been taught to believe or think. Look deep within you. And deep within you, you can find and recognize the love of God that is in you. Even in these words that I speak, as deeply as I know this love of what I speak, you must know it yourself. You cannot get it from what I say. But you can go within. I can say to you, look here. And you may look there, and you will find it or you will not find it. But I will say to this, God and heaven are within you. They are not of this world, but they can be in this world if you are of that world. If you are of love, if you are of God, then you will bring heaven to earth for yourself and for others. What then if you have love? What would your world be? The heavens get brighter above you You see the signs in the sky telling you to look up and away. Look away from the world. Look away from the world. Look within you. Turn away from this world and feel that love in you. As you sit beyond the world, you sit in the kingdom. Cast off thy falsities. Cast off the mask of your personality. Look within, beyond the judgment, beyond the hatred, beyond the guilt and the shame. Look beyond these things that you have been given by this world. Look within you, beyond your guilt, beyond your anger, beyond your judgment. Look beyond them. And beyond them, you will begin to see, beyond them, you'll begin to see of that what I speak, that you are love. When you use that word, if you've heard my words, then you'll be very conscious about whether or not you are saying you love something because you love something, or you're saying you are loving something because it makes you feel a certain way. It makes your body be excited. There's a distinction between love and sensation. There's a clear distinction between love and sensation. My son spoke of this, that there's a difference between love and sensation. The statement, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose their own soul, is about the reminder that sensation is not love. That you can get so caught up in the pleasure of the flesh that you forget the very essence of love. And this is not to say that there's not grace and beauty in being able to smell the wonderful smells of flowers, or hear the sounds of the birds, or to feel the touch of your child's hand upon yours. There's great joy and love in being in this world as well, when you are of love. And you must remember who you are. It is not going to be, none can give you what you already possess. And you seek in the world fulfillment and acceptance, and you want the world to recognize you. But is it not more important that God would recognize that you recognize him? Look beyond your thoughts, beyond your memories, beyond your emotions, beyond your judgments of yourself and others. Go within. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Love. It is within you. And when you experience love, when you hold the hand of your father and your mother, and they embrace you with their love, then you will come out into the world in a very different way. Not for the aggrandizement of your own pleasures, but to guide those that are lost back home to love. If you've heard these words, then you certainly know that you cannot say these words, I love this and I love that, without truly understanding that most of what you say you love is not based in the truth of its existence, but based in the pleasure of your senses. Much of what you say you love is not love at all. But you can certainly let your gratitude of what is given to you be on the foundation of that love. But look within yourselves, turn inward, Return to the love that is in you, that you are. Return home. Turn away from judgment and anger and rage, believing that your rage, your anger, and your judgment may be justified upon another is not of love. To harm, to attack, to place profit and possession over the welfare of others is not a function of love. Unless that function so does enable those to return to love, then all that you should say and do would bring others to love, not from it, away from conflict, not to it. And you say you want peace, but how can you have peace if you do not understand love? You cannot. If you do not understand love, you cannot know peace. And if you are seeking to subjugate another to believe what you believe, that is not a function of love. Love simply says, here I am. Look at me. Recognize me. I am not of this world. I am within you. And even those that have taken advantage of the great words to use them to entrap so many of you into the lie of the senses being the source of love and grace, even they cannot keep you bound from love for much longer. As the great hosts of heaven are arriving here, they are all around you. And if you turn away from your thinking mind, from the distractions of this world, and you look within and say, I am ready to know love. I am ready to see love. And then it shall be done unto you. Ask and ye shall receive. It is important to understand the distinctions between the contrived love of humanity and the factual and functional love of God. It is quite remarkable, and it is always within you, in spite of the trappings of your mind, what the world has given you. That can never be taken from you. Love can never be taken from you. It can be hidden under the cloak of illusions, but your love can never be taken from you. And yet you must realize it within yourself. You must remember that you come from love. When you know from where you come, then you will know who you are. When you know who you are, then what you say and what you do is very different than what you've been led to believe you should be or do by the contrived world ideologies of men. You are now at that place. You stand on a precipice between love and fear, or as some of you like to say, between heaven and hell. And you can bear witness to these worlds before you. Which will you choose? You will always be free to choose. Not even your Creator will take that from you. It is a gift that cannot be returned, free will. You are free to suffer, and you are free to love. I simply came to this one to articulate that there is a clear distinction and a lot of confusion between what love is and what you've been taught to believe it is. That love is not merely the pleasure of the senses, it is a state of your being that articulates itself in very precise and specific ways. Love is a very specific function of thought and word and action. And that which is not love is very specific in its thought and words and actions. And you can know them when you see them. By their fruits you shall know them. That is, the thoughts, the actions, and the words of love are quite distinguishable from the thoughts, words, and actions of that which is not love. And by their fruits you shall know them, those that are of love and those that are of the opposite, the fear, the control, the judgment, the devil, if you would like us to use that term. It's very interesting. Thank you. It's very interesting. Yesterday, during Shortcuts Your Soul, I remember the Ascended speaking about how these energies are going to be coming in very rapidly in the planet right now, like really intense. And of course, last night there's two what they call solar flares, two X-class solar flares, which is getting into the higher spectrum. And yesterday the Ascended said these things are going to be increasing over the next number of weeks, and that the energy from these flares can be only used in one of two ways for humanity. They're going to be either used through the function of love or the function of fear. They're not energies to harm us or judge us. They're energies that we can harness and utilize for love. And I just wanted to point that out because it often happens. They say things, and then that day or that evening, as in the case yesterday, what they say bears out. When Mary came to me this morning, it was on the heels of a discussion between myself and my partner where we were talking about evil and good, and how there are beings on this planet that are called evil, and there are beings on this planet that are called good. There are demonic entities, there are angelic entities, and they are affecting and influencing all of us according to what we hold in our own consciousness. The thoughts, the beliefs, the ideas you have determine what you connect to energetically. And I want to say to you that the energies coming into this planet right now from the sun give you the opportunity to elevate your energy up, whether it's good or not good. You can make the good better, you can make the evil better, you can make either one stronger. This energy that's being given to us right now gives us all the opportunity we need to elevate ourselves closer to God or further from God, closer to the devil, further from the devil. Whether you want to believe it or accept it or not, there is good and there is evil. There are demonic forces, there are angelic forces, heavenly forces, if you like. It's been spoken of many times, but we are at a very unique time where these energies are being offered to us. Here is the gift. Use it as you will. Yes. She's just saying to me that it's literally an offering from your Creator, that you may choose to use the gift in any way you see fit, but there will be the consequences of your use. How you will choose to use what's been given to you, the fruits of your own consequences shall be yours to consume. Very interesting, isn't it? So these energies coming in are going to be increasing and intensifying over the next few weeks. Meditate. Let your thoughts, your emotions, learn how to release old emotions from your life. Like learn how to release old emotions out of your body, like your anger, your fear, your guilt, your shame. Demonic forces like that, they can leverage your weaknesses. Angelic forces can help and leverage your strengths. You know, Christ was descended right from heaven. Jesus was descended from heaven. Came down here to give us an understanding of love and truth. And many others like him. He's not just the only one. Many other beings under different names have come from heaven to show us the way. Elijah, Moses, Buddha, Yogananda, Babaji, Joan of Arc. Many have come forth to bring the revelation of God to us, that we might align ourselves to love. And equally, we have the free will to choose whether we will align to love or align to fear. We can choose to serve evil or good. And what an ultimate gift to give somebody the freedom to choose, that you will serve love or you will serve fear. As a spiritual medium, you know, this has been a fairly recent thing for me. Only in the last 5.5, 6 years that I've been able to start receiving and articulating these messages. And I'm going to spend the rest of this biological lifetime simply letting this information come, that you have a choice in any moment of your life, of any day of your life, with yourself or with others, that you can choose to live from love or you can choose to live from fear. You can think from love or fear. You can believe from love or fear, but you always have the choice. And even if you're on your own, your mind is thinking crazy shit, you still have a choice to realize these thoughts, I do not have to accept these thoughts. I do not have to believe in this thought of I'm not good enough. I do not have to believe in this thought that nothing's going to work out right. You can choose to believe in a thought or deny a thought and say, no, I'm not going to accept that thought. Start now, because the energy's coming in right now. What you choose to believe in is going to be amplified. What humanity believes collectively is going to be amplified. And I'm glad to say that they've been telling me over the last couple of years, we're finally beginning to shift the needle of fear back towards love, our human collective unconsciousness, which is interacting with the environment and interacting with the other life forms on this planet. Our emotional energy affects creation. And they've been telling me the needle is moving away from fear. We're starting to shift the needle back from fear towards love. And that's a very good thing, as the functions of fear and the function of love produce very different results in our life as a whole and in our lives individually. Whether you hold on to love or fear in your mind or heart, each will cause very precise effects in your life. And even if that fear was given to you by your parents or your teachers or radio or television or movies, because much of the emotions and thoughts in your mind aren't even yours. If you can step out of your thinking mind for a little while and remember who you are, you're not your thoughts, you're not your memories, you're not your emotions. You are a soul. And you have the freedom to choose whether you will suffer or not. Anyway, I want to thank Mother Mary for being present with us today. And I got this whole host of other beings around me right now, because that tends to happen a lot. And I implore you, consider what love is as a thought. Throughout your day, ask, are these thoughts I have thoughts of truly love? If you're sitting in the middle of a road blocking cars because you're trying to protect the planet, is that a function of love, to block other people from their way of life? Or those people in the car who come out and try to cast you aside because you're in their way, is that a function of love? I implore you to question your thoughts and your actions. Are they of love or are they of fear? Are they of God or are they of the devil? Good or evil? What you say, what you do can only come from one of two houses. Good or evil, right or wrong, love or fear. And you are free to choose in any moment. That is an absolute for you. You have the choice to believe any thought in your mind, even if it's not the truth. You have the freedom to delude yourself into a lie. You have the freedom to delude yourself into the truth. Anyway, just know that you are loved and you are cherished and you are adored by a love that is within you, beating your heart right now. It's never going to abandon you, even if you abandon it, even if you deny God's existence. It doesn't stop the fact that God is beating your heart right now. Or that there's an intelligence in your body that's articulating an apple into blood and skin and bone, that there's an intelligence that knows how to organize what you put in your mouth into what the body needs. You can't deny that. There's an intelligence that does that. You give an apple to a scientist and say, make me some blood and skin and bones out of this apple. The scientist will throw his hands up in the air and say, I can't do that. Although he'll try. But that intelligence, whether you want to accept it or not, God is within you. Love is what you are. Even if you're lost in the insanity of your mind, as we've seen so many people over these last few woke years, people going from beautiful, loving beings to these dark, satanic, evil things, you see. They have free will and love still exists in them. All the darkness and evil you see, love exists with them. And you are free to choose to deny love and live from fear. You're free to choose that. But the consequences of one and the other are very different. consequences of fear are one thing. The consequences of love are another. And I want to just acknowledge that in you, no matter what you think, feel, or believe, God is within you. The angels stand by your side. And if you call on them, they will come. Literally, you call on Master Jesus, you call on Archangel Michael, you call on Archangel Raphael. They will come if you truly open your heart to them. Just as darkness will come to you if you call upon it. I want more money. I want to get even with them. I want to make them pay for what they did. That will work too, because you have free will to use it or abuse it in any way you see fit. Normally we use this Saturday as a meditation, but Mary really wanted to articulate this message today, and I cannot stress and underscore enough the importance of what these energies coming into the planet, the gift that's being offered to us in the form of ascension. We call it ascension energy. That over these next few weeks, meditation, consider what is love inside you. Look for that inside you. What is beating your heart right now? What is the giver of the life that you experience in that body? And you only have those two choices. Your thoughts will be of love or your thoughts will be of fear. Your actions will be of love or your actions will be of fear. Your emotions will be of love or your emotions will be of fear. And you always have choice to relinquish what does not serve you. I hope you do. Yes, we will. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Meditation, hydration, really important to drink good water. Really important to go out and put your feet on the earth. Let your body reconnect electrically to the earth, because your body needs that type of energy. Hydration, meditation, grounding, going within, realizing your thoughts are not you. There's such a freedom in that when you realize your thoughts are not who you are. This is a big one. And one of the things that conventional education does is it teaches you that you must accept the thoughts of other people as being more real than the thoughts you can think yourself. Most of your thoughts are not even yours. And if you begin to question the nature and source of your thoughts, are your thoughts of love or your thoughts of fear? What are they really? Is what you're being taught to believe teaching you how to love one another? Is what you're being taught to believe teaching you to hate other people, to separate you from them, to judge a man by the color of their skin, or their beliefs, or their ideology? What are you learning? What are you learning? What are you trying to do here? Okay, that's good enough. Sorry, my computer is trying to update something. I'm just going to let it do its thing. I'm honored and I'm privileged that I get to be a vehicle for this information, this knowledge, for as long as this body functions in this dimension. And I hope you hear, those of you that are ready to hear, that you hear, and those of you that are ready to see, that there is something within you that is profound, without any limits to its function of love. And you have the freedom to decide whether you will be of love or fear. You have the freedom at any moment. Hi, guys. Good morning. Jump into a few questions here. Lots of questions popping up. There we go. Good morning. Why is my 15-month-old hitting his head? Is it in response to the influx of energy? In part, yes, Sarah, but I'm also being told to tell you that the underlying emotional currents around him, there's some people around him that have very unusual negative undertones. The thing I'm being told, Mother Mary wants me to tell you to place your hand upon your son's head anytime. Take gently. She says to do this very gently. Place your hand upon your son's head and speak these words. God's peace is upon you. God's peace is upon you. God's love is upon you. And speak those words not as an attempt to get rid of those thoughts or the behavior, but to simply give your son the vibration of peace and the vibration of love. God's peace be upon you, God's love be upon you, and speak them as if they are the truth. And you'll see almost an instantaneous change in his energy. Because children, especially young children, they react to the emotional currents that are going on around them. Children don't have the capacity to separate themselves from the energies around them. We come into this world in a complete oneness with everything. So the emotional undercurrents of certain people around your child influences them, including yours. Your thoughts, your emotions will affect your children. Children from ages 0 to age 5 are telepathic. They react and respond to images and emotional energy. So you might find also meditating around your children is a very beautiful thing. Being in a state of peace and grace, project that to your child, right? And be mindful who you let interact with your children. Beautiful that. What I'm wondering on with the Pleiadians and the Lyrans is in the astrals. Well, the Pleiadians and the Lyrans can work in both the astral planes, but many Pleiadians are actually working in the physical dimension with humans right now. A lot of Pleiadians are in physical humanoid form. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them and a regular human. They have technology that far surpasses ours. But many different species are interacting with humanity in different ways right now. It's just that we are in a very unusual position with the people that are in positions of authority and those that are in positions of love. They're very different. But they are in astral form, but they can also, there's a good number of them in physical form as well. Good morning, Amanda. Good to see you. Do you ever connect to Moses or have past videos? Yes, if you, I think there's 1 or 2 times Moses has come to me. If you search on my YouTube channel for anything about Moses, you should find, I think there's 1 or 2 there, probably 4 or 5 years ago when this first began, when I was just beginning to develop and improve the ability to hear and see, to feel and know. But yeah, there is something there on my YouTube channel about Moses. He's done a couple of sessions through me. You're very welcome, Chris. Yeah, I love Mary's energy. When she first came in, I literally had my hair was standing up on end, and I had these tears welling up my eyes with this wonderful, I mean, her energy is just pure unconditional love. And yet tempered by this knowledge of truth, of what is right and what is wrong, she's very clear about that. There is a clear distinction between what is right and what is wrong. That's one of the hallmarks of all the different beings that I work with right now, is there's a clear distinction that the function of their love embodies truth in what they say, in what they know. So when people talk to them or interact with them, they're going to get back truth. They're not going to be able, you can't pull the wool over their eyes, which is a beautiful thing. But I love working with Mary. There's only a couple of times that she's come through me. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hi. Has my dog buddy stopped taking on my emotions? Well, it's not, you have to understand how emotional energy works with your children, with your animals, with each other. When you're in an emotional energy, your body broadcasts it, whether you're aware of it or not. Your body broadcasts that energy. And that energy leaves your body in concentric spheres. Emotion, just like thought, leaves our bodies in concentric spheres. Concentric spheres are like a circle within a circle within a circle, a sphere within a sphere. So thought and emotion radiate out in 360 degrees from your body. If you learn to shift and change emotional energy, which we the Ascended Masters teach people how to do that in our Master Class 102 on liberating yourself from old emotions, where you can literally take old emotions and release them from the body, and they're no longer part of your system anymore, so that you're just radiating certain qualities. You generate a quality of love. So animals just react and respond to our energy. They don't have the ability to willfully stop feeling certain emotions from you. You have to stop transmitting certain emotions to your animals. And I've seen many animals who take on people's anger and rage and guilt and shame, and the animals will develop diseases and things like that. Not because the person's bad or wrong, they just aren't aware that of what their emotional energy does. Like Mary was saying earlier, most people do not use the word love, but they don't understand what its actual meaning is or what its application is. She's saying right now to me that that the function of those emotions you must understand the distinction between the function of ungoverned emotions and the function of love. When you understand love, you'll understand truth. You'll understand how important it is not to harbor anger and fear and guilt and shame in your mind, or any thoughts that would give life to such things. As your thoughts give life to emotions, thoughts give life to love, to fear, to joy. What you keep in your house is in your house. Let go of the fear. Like literally, you have to learn to change the old emotions. You have to. I'm paraphrasing a little bit here. I'm having a lovely Saturday. Thank you very kindly. Thank you. Thank you for sharing live. So grateful for the message from grandparents. Thank you. You're very welcome, Catherine. Is the move to North Carolina a good one for us? Thank you. I get a strong yes for that. Very strong yes for that. What am I working on with the Pleiadians and the Lyrans in the astrals? I see. I'm reading that differently now. Isn't that interesting? What you are working on with them personally, I'm being told to tell you, you're not conscious of what you're working on because you have to clear some of the anger that you are holding in yourself. It's difficult to recognize our presence when your eyes are covered. It's very important that you learn to see life through love instead of your fear. There's nothing to fight or attack when working with love. There's simply the assertion of love that transcends and transforms what it is you're interacting with. Hi. Blanca is asking, question, every time I would open and close my eyes, a woman would appear. She had white puffs of cloud coming out of her mouth. Number fives formed, then gold came out of her mouth, meaning that's the being that I call Lady Athena, the goddess Athena, is connecting and communicating with you. What exactly have you been saying, this individual? She says you've got to get your mind out of your head. Get your mind out of your head. She wants you to elevate your thoughts heavenward. Bring your thoughts to the heavens. Find the thoughts of heaven and bring them into your heart. So she's trying to guide you into bringing higher thought into your life instead of the lower vibrational thoughts that you're dealing with. Thank you. Hi. Leslie's asking, hi, William, how can I beat the devil since the people who ordered violence went lying to a judge on Thursday to try abducting me a fifth time without ever talking to my family? Well, Leslie, it doesn't take much to look at your question and see, because I can feel the anger and the rage that you harbor in your heart. And as long as you harbor that rage and anger in your heart, you will continue to persist in experiencing the effects of rage and anger, which is what, Mary and all of them say, that until you know love, you will not experience it, until you make a decision to function from love. And your question has great anger and fear connected to it. You have to let that go out of your heart. As you hold in your heart, so it shall be. If you got anger and fear and you're holding onto it inside you, you're going to experience events like that. And I'm asking Master Jesus right now to bring forth the awareness, the presence, and the miracle of love into your life. I'm asking Master Jesus to give you the vibration of that, to experience the miracle and the function of love in your mind, in your heart, and in your life. Thank you. Just allow yourself to consider embracing the miracle of love in your mind, in your heart, and in your life. Consider that thought right now. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome, Dragonfly. Sarah's at aloha and question. Why is, oh yeah, we got to you. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yolanda's so scared of her energy. Can I ask for a message for me today? She's smiling and she's saying, why would you have fear in your heart about me? Why would you have any fear? That is not who you are. One of the things I've been getting a very slow and educated process on is learning to distinguish between love and fear inside yourself. There are demonic forces on this planet right now that will convince you that what is false is true and what is true is false. Be very mindful, because they can get, I mean, they're pitting people against each other. They play both the realm of the good and the evil. They play up both sides of the fence with you guys. So be very mindful about what you will choose to indulge in your mind. Thank you. Hello, William. Is Eleanor my guide's name? Do I have others? You definitely have Eleanor, but there are, and yeah, you do have others. You know, in 5 more weeks, for those of you, because some of you missed the opportunity to join us, you know, a number of months ago, our Masterclass 101, which is called Awakening, is an introductory course to mediumship, how to connect to your guides, your angels, the ascended masters, the beings that you want to work with, and how to actually develop the internal perceptions to be able to perceive, see, and experience and know them. Because your 5 physical senses only allow you to perceive the physical dimension. Your internal senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance allow you to perceive the spiritual world, the world where Master Jesus and Buddha and all these other multidimensional beings live on. And you can learn in very simple, practical ways how to open those internal senses up. And that masterclass called 101 Awakening begins in about 5 weeks' time. So I highly 5 weeks' time. So I highly encourage you to go sign up for that masterclass if you want to open those pathways to higher wisdom and knowledge other than what you're getting from the world. Because all you're getting, most people are getting fed by the world and of men, of greed, of selfishness, of anger, of judgment, of persecution, of prejudice, right? Of racism. All we're being taught, all these fed, all these dark and evil things. And you need to learn to connect to this other realm of information where I believe God is within us and within you right now. And you need to connect to the energy of love, because it's the only way you're going to overcome the evil of the world, through love. It's the only way you're going to overcome the evil is through love. You can't overcome it by shooting and maiming and killing and blaming and attacking. You can't. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked in tens of thousands of years in civilizations. So only love will change it. Good morning. Good morning to see you too. Oh, thank you for the $5 super sticker, Amanda. Unfortunately, I can't see what the super sticker is through the interface I'm using right now. Sacred, not scared. Yes, she is very sacred. Remember, when you ask a question, it's important. There are no accidents. And Yolanda, I know that Mother Mary has worked with you many times before, and you know this as well. In hearing this, let yourself remember love only. She says not to make her more special than any other, but to recognize that love is sacred when it's recognized in any moment. Whether you recognize that love that I am or the love that another is, love is sacred. Wow, thank you. I'm just going to scroll down here. I know it's a beautiful Saturday. I don't know about where you guys are. My oldest daughter, will she be okay, William? Hello, Red One. Let me say this. You must convey your love and hope to her. Even in all of your thoughts, God's love is guiding her. God's love is guiding her. Or if you want, you can say your grandmother is guiding her, because that's happening too. But wish and hope in your mind for the best possible outcome, and believe it. The best possible outcome for your daughter is available for her now. It's available. And you in your heart can say, that possibility is unfolding in my daughter's life right now. The best possibility for my daughter's life is unfolding for her right now. That's what you hold on to. The best possibility is always unfolding for my daughter. Always. That's what you want to hold in your heart about her. Parents, you affect your children in every thought, in every fear you have about them. You affect them. Hold the highest and best possible outcome in your heart for them at all times. Even when they're doing things that are absolutely batshit crazy. Still say, no matter how it appears, something wonderful, incredible is going to put them on the right path. Let that be the gift of your thought. Let that be the gift of your energy to them. Because it's not going to be necessarily easy for them, but make it easier for them by offering them the possibilities that are available for them. Your daughter, your children, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters, there's a possibility of something wonderful for them. Then keep that in your mind and heart for them. Keep that in your mind and heart for them. And you will offer them what they need, even if you don't know how that will come about in their life. Chris saying, I took the last 101 class. It was worth the investment. Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate that. It was fun having you there. Yeah, Amanda's coming to the 104. Sharebear is asking, do I have any spiritual guides that have a message? Yes, you do. And Mother Mary was one of them today. Everyone has guides and angels. Not everyone has learned how to tune into their frequency. It's like tuning into a station. You have the 5 physical senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell that let you see, hear, and comprehend this physical world. And then you have these other senses called clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance that let you perceive and experience the non-physical world. It's the spiritual world. The world of man right now is trying to structure it so that no humans can have access to the spiritual world. That's why they get your children into schools as young as they can, so they can train children only into the ways of the world and not get a chance to know their inner senses or their connection to God. That's why education is getting more and more pronounced in the lives of children. They take them away from their families, so you don't get a chance to develop your spiritual senses. But everybody has these spiritual senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, that can be developed at any point of time in your life. In our Masterclass 101, we go deeply into simple practices. The Ascended Masters teach through me and teach through our other staff how you can go through the process of activating those internal senses that you comprehend and apprehend the non-physical world. So you can get information from your guides, your angels, the Ascended Masters, the Pleiadians, the Lyrans, the Blue Avians. There are many different species on many different planets, over many different galaxies, over many different dimensions. But you cannot perceive those realms if you're just bound by the flesh of the 5 physical senses. Then you only perceive what your eyes and ears and nose and mouth and hands can experience if you believe that's all there is to you. But the mere logic, the sheer logic that you can observe thoughts in your mind indicates there's an invisible world that your eyes can't see and your ears can't hear. Your eyes don't see thoughts. Your eyes don't see memories. They're in there in an invisible realm, and you can shift your perception from the visible realm to the invisible realm. You can make that which is invisible visible. And we teach that very effectively in Masterclass 101. Again, you got about 5 weeks before it starts. You're very welcome. Dean's asking, will the media and local Knox Council work with me to educate and heal community's energy? Yes, I'm being told yes. If your function to secure the support of others is through the function of love and not the function of force, you're going to make them do this. If it's through the function of love, very wonderful things will happen for you and for them. For those who follow the path of love experience something very different than those who follow the path of fear. Wendy's saying the birds singing behind you are so joyful every time you speak. Yeah, it is very wonderful. Thank you, Wendy. We're very blessed to be surrounded by love and community and family and nature. We really are truly blessed. Question from Wendy. Questions: as I ascend, do other aspects of me ascend in other dimensions? Yes, absolutely. We are multidimensional beings. Question from Mariah. Does Mary have a message for me and for my son, Michaelo? Go back and watch the replay on my YouTube channel. Go back and watch the replay on my YouTube channel when this is finished. In about half an hour afterwards, you can watch the replay of the message from Mother Mary. That message is for you. That message is for all of us. Please go back and watch it again. I got time for a couple more questions. Will I travel in 2024? I don't know who this is, but they're laughing. All of you will travel in 2024. What you're saying is, will I be traveling to special places? And we would say to you, yes, you will travel to a special place, but you are always traveling. The moment you step out your door, you are traveling. The moment you rise out of bed, you are traveling. The moment you leave the physical world in your dreams, you are traveling. You are always traveling. You are never in one place. Yes, they are. Children, thank you, Kathy. So somebody's asking, for those of you on YouTube, somebody's asking, can little children perceive your guides and angels? And the answer is yes. The challenge that little children have between ages 0 and 5 is they don't have a language. They haven't mastered the language enough to articulate what they see. So they just see it and they just recognize it. So many of them, you'll see them. Sometimes children will look in a place like this, but they don't have the words to describe what they're seeing. And that becomes a difficult position. Children at young ages are telepathic. Most adults, most parents are programmed out of that ability of telepathy. You're not aware that you actually were telepathic when you were born. The educational system externalizes everybody from themselves to be outwardly focused. So you're not inwardly connected to the place where your knowingness is. But yes, they do see your guides and your angels around you, and they see their guides and angels, but they just accept it as normal. They don't see it as something out of the ordinary. Most adults see that as out of the ordinary because we've been conditioned out of the extraordinary. Right? I'm not sure what that person means by that. Well, Gail, I want to say this to you. You don't have to listen to me or anybody. You are completely free. You're completely free to accept or reject anything you hear or believe, but understand there are only two functions in this world, either a function of love or a function of fear, in ourselves and in others. In other words, what you think, feel, and believe is either a function of love or a function of fear. What I think, feel, and believe, what I hear and experience are either functions of love or functions of fear. And you are free to believe what you choose to believe. That's the nature of free will. You get to decide if you want to believe that certain people are good and certain people are bad. You're free to decide that. I connect, I transcend, I transmit to you nothing but love and appreciation and respect for your viewpoint. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Mary's much more than just a servant. 101 I will do. That's wonderful. Looking forward to seeing you. Go register. We'll look forward to seeing the class. It's an amazing thing. Thank you, Marion. Takes one to know one. Is selling our vacation home the right decision at this time? I'm getting a mixed energy here. I'm getting like a yes and a no. And I think I'm probably tuning into the uncertainty that you feel around that. You want to, if you're going to, I'm being told to tell you this, if you're going to commit to selling it, define that you're doing it for something more meaningful coming into your life. Decide that the action you're going to take is going to produce something more meaningful in your life. Whether you choose to keep the vacation home or sell the vacation home, decide whatever your choice is going to be, you're going to be creating something more meaningful in your life by whatever choice you make. That's what I'm being told to tell you right now. Just make certain that you decide that whatever choice you make is going to create something more meaningful in your life, which means no matter what your choice is, you're going to create something more meaningful in your life. And is that not wonderful? I like that. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Jerusalem. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you for that origami crane. That's beautiful. Thanks, William. Is the early discussion stage, the venue is massive. Will we fill it? And what about security? Again, any decision you make is either going to be a decision of love or fear. Every result in your life is either a result of love or fear. What thoughts you harbor in your mind, what words you speak. And again, I'm paraphrasing what she was saying earlier. Every thought, every word, every action is either from love or fear. And none of us can escape that reality. Not one of us can escape the reality that the only two functions that you have in your life are love or fear. What you say, what you think, what you do is either from love or fear. And that's true for every living soul in a physical body on this world. Every politician, every child, every mother, every father, every laborer, right? Every president, every queen, every teenager, every function of every human is either of love or fear. And it's that simple. And all the masters, all the beings that work with and through me say the exact same message again and again and again, because we need to hear it. And they'll keep saying it until it's finally heard. You know, a bird in the nest will cry until it is fed. And it's interesting because they say humanity is many tears in humanity, because those that do not know love suffer because they do not know love. And yet they may be open to love and they're suffering. But love is the true nature of what you are. And when you remember that love is what you are, just the memory of that truth will begin to execute changes in your life that represent the truth of your nature, which is love. I like that. That's good. Thank you. Let's do two more questions here. We just voted on the 29th of May in South Africa. Are we going to be okay as a country? Any messages for us? Well, let me tell you, on the global political scale, there's a massive movement on the planet between love and fear. The angels, the demons. There's a real battle. It's a real, actual war going on. From the perspective of demonic forces, it is a war. From the perspective of the angelic forces, it is a creation. And there's a very big difference. But the function of love is now beginning to take root in human collective unconsciousness now. There's been an intense effort to reactivate our awareness of what we truly are, that you are love. And that's going to determine what's going to happen in the next few years politically and socially. Let me tell you something. What they say about these ascension energies coming in is very true. Any decisions you make, whether they're decisions from love or fear, the energy will amplify and strengthen whatever you decide. So if you voted out of fear, you will have a different result. If you voted out of love, you'll have a different result. If you speak out of love, that will be amplified. If you speak out of fear, that will be amplified. Whatever any one of us individually or collectively chooses, this energy is amplifying it. So, if human society goes to hell in a handbasket, it's because we focused on suffering more than love. If humanity focuses on great love and compassion and kindness, that we can uplift ourselves in the most profound and beautiful ways to realize our spiritual natures again, to be as love, then that will be amplified. And yes, this concept of ascension, in Christian mythology, they talk about the rapture, where those that will be taken up to heaven. It represents those that are aligned to love, that will not be bound by it. that will not be bound by fear ever again. You will ascend out of fear, and no harm will come nigh you. Literally, you're not your body. You're a spiritual consciousness. I'm paraphrasing now what I was told by Master Jesus a while back. I'm struggling. Will I find the peace in my mind? Will my relationships be healed? Again, the struggling is not who you are. The struggling is between you, your thoughts of love, your thoughts of fear. You're not your mind. You're not your thoughts. You are a soul. You are a function, a creation, a product of love. The confusion comes when you have conflicting thoughts and ideas and emotions that you have not released. Come and join our masterclass series. And I promise you, you will rise up and out of your conflict and your struggle. I cannot tell you how many people have come through our masterclass series and they have brand new lives. Their suffering is gone. Not completely, but enough that they now know that their suffering is not who you are. Anger is not who you are. Pain is not who you are. Guilt is not who you are. You are a function of love. And when you begin to remember that and experience that, wow, your life is going to be very different. Even though it might look the same, it'll be very different. Last question coming up here. Oh, I'm actually going to take another question here too. Sarah Maria is asking, are there any entities currently influencing, feeding off of me from my past trauma, impacting me as a mother? Yes. Yes. And I'm being told to tell you that you're in the process of transcending that influence. The mere awareness that you have of these influences allows you to be conscious and diligent about what thoughts and emotions are of the darkness, these demonic influences, and what thoughts are not. Learning to recognize the influences of anger, of judgment, of guilt, of shame are of the dark. And that you can say, no, I will not accept this as who I am. I will accept that I'm a function of love. Will begin a more expedient transition away from the influences of these lower vibrational beings towards opening the door to the influences of the high vibrational beings, such as the ones you're interacting with right now, who love, cherish, and adore you in the recognition that you are moving away from fear towards love. And that is an inevitable outcome. Take our Masterclass 102, which deals with liberation, letting go of old emotions from your past. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're very welcome. Hi. Hi. Hello. Question, I'm dreaming about tsunami. What does it mean? There's a new wave of change coming into your life. Are you open for it? There's a massive wave of love entering human collective unconsciousness right now. And there are many tens of thousands, if not millions of individuals engaged actively in the transmission of this frequency of love to all of humanity. Actively, deliberately, intelligently transmitting a function and energy of love into the collective unconsciousness of humanity. And it's like a tsunami, but one that won't subvert or harm anybody, but one that will arise in the waters of love, will lift everybody up, not subjugate them to suffering. And you're becoming aware of that movement of energy. Thank you. Can I heal my OCD with your one-on-one masterclass? Thank you, Michael. Absolutely. They will help you. Remember, you're not the behavior. You are a soul. The emotion connected to the behavior needs to be transformed and transcended. Understanding that you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not even your body. You have thoughts. You have emotions, and you have a body. And you're now recognizing that you are aware that there's a distinction between who you are and the function of what you call your OCD. That you recognize that as the awareness that is aware of this, that there is a way and a means for you to begin to re-educate your own mind and body to serve you instead of subjugating you. Your mind and body are designed by nature to be your servants and not your masters, and you simply need to learn the process of how to interact with your mind, your emotions, and your biology in a way that trains them to serve you, not enslave you. Right? Yes, you can heal it. You're very welcome, Sarah. I'll take one more question from TikTok and away we go. Oh, you're very welcome, Patty. You're very, very welcome. I think we're complete. I love it. For those of you that have just joined or aren't familiar with this, my name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, and I channel the wisdom, the knowledge of ascended masters and multidimensional beings that are here to guide humanity back to the pathway of love, away from the pathway of fear, as each pathway will lead to different results in our experience of time, space, and matter. If you want to know more about what I do in our masterclass series, or you want to book a one-on-one session with me, or if you want to make a donation to support the channel, you can go to the Linktree link in my bio in my TikTok, or you can use the Linktree link below any one of my live videos on my YouTube channel, or go over to williammichaelforbes.com. That's williammichaelforbes.com, and check out our masterclass series and get to learn a little bit more about me. Check out the many testimonials from the people that have experienced booking a one-on-one session with me. It's pretty remarkable the kind of changes that can happen in your life really fast and really easy. Anyway, I'm honored. I'm privileged. Oh, wait a second. Somebody gave me a super chat here. I feel like my life is shifting for the better lately. Any word from Mother Mary or my guides? Keep feeling that. They're saying keep feeling that. Keep feeling that. Give it your whole heart. That feeling that it is shifting. They're saying it's kind of like you're pushing the rock far enough over the top of the hill that it's going to start rolling forward down the other side. Congratulations, JJ. Really appreciate that. I'm very excited for you. Thank you so much. Someone saying, how do I get beyond my fear and disbelief of financial independence? You need to enroll for Masterclass 102, which is called Liberation. You've got emotions and thoughts connected to money that prevent you from receiving it. You've got emotions and thoughts that are connected to money that prevent you from receiving it. And it's not the subconscious level. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with anybody. But you have beliefs and ideas that you've acquired from this world that inhibit you from experiencing what you want. Again, you can book a one-on-one reading with me because there's a lot of simple things that they can teach you to do in a very short time that will let you transcend the emotional energy that's blocking you from abundance, because it's emotion that's blocking and causing effects in our lives that we experience, all of us. Every one of us, the effects you're experiencing in life are usually emotionally based. Thank you for your question. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I want to wish you all much love. I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. The 102 was great. Yeah, it sure was. It's an amazing course. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.